welcome back to the channel. My name is Rico Tensai, and I like to speak my mind. Today, let's talk about what it's like living with my parents at age 31. Now, let's get this out the way. Yes, I do look young for my age. Crazy, right? Genetics, okay? What can I say? Genetics. And also, I work out. Also, people say I don't stress out a lot. Even though I say I do stress out a lot, but I guess it doesn't show in my face. But, whatever. Anyways, now that I just started my 30s, according to society, I'm supposed to have a big old house, a well-paying job, a big old family, and that's supposed to be success. And if I don't have that, I am a failure. Now, do I believe that because I don't have all that, that I'm a failure? Honestly, I used to think that. I don't know why. Maybe because society kind of influenced me into thinking that I'm a failure, which makes me very sad and depressed all the time. But then I had to really ask myself, well, what is success? Is success supposed to be family? Is it supposed to be having a relationship? Is it supposed to have a well-paying job? Or is being successful just a simple, just enjoy life without having to feel depressed every day? I'll just take that. Like, I feel like that's what I've been kind of working towards and trying to figure out since I've been living with my parents. And I finally understand it now, and how my own success, even though it's weird to say that I'm successful now, but honestly, I don't see anything wrong with how I'm living at the moment, because right now, I started off this year quitting a job that was, it paid really well, but it just wasn't really helping me out mentally, so then I had to leave. And then staying with my parents again, and then having to cancel my plans of moving out of my parents' house is now just another year living with my parents. I think the only reason why I made it such a big deal and why I felt so rushed was because society was making me feel like I'm supposed to have all these things by 30, and if I don't, I failed as a human being, and I'm lazy, I'm not goal driven. I am everything. Like, I'm just like the worst person ever because I live with my parents. But like, look at me. Like, I look pretty okay. I don't really feel like a failure. I just feel like I just figured out myself right now, because this isn't the first time I had to like live with my parents again. There was a time when, of course in my 20s, I sound so old when I say that. In my 20s, I moved around a lot, and it was fun. Was it difficult? Yeah, but it was still pretty fun trying to like figure out stuff and moving, different houses, different roommates. It was always, whenever you did, mess up, you can always go back to your parents' house, and it wasn't really like a big deal. To me, I always thought that it did feel like I failed because I have to go back to my parents because it's always starting over. Starting over sucks. No one wants to start over. It feels like, like a video game. Like, when you die in the video game and you have to start over from the last place that you saved, it sucks because now, like, you have to do everything over again. But what's cool about it is you already kind of know what you need to do to get to wherever it is that you need to get to. Sometimes you need to stay in this one location and level up a little bit before you go on your quest. And sometimes if you feel like you're ready, just go at it again. So it's just like a video game. I'm just here just leveling up mentally in life, and just because I don't feel like, I don't know if this is like maybe like the second or third time I had to, go back to living with my parents, and it feels great this time, unlike the other times where I felt rushed and I needed to move out because I didn't know how to be like alone. I learned how to be alone, and I learned how to not feel like I'm rushed all the time, because everyone is running a marathon, but it doesn't mean you have to sprint. It's just take your time. So that's what I'm going to be doing, taking my time. And it took me a while to learn that, but I finally learned that. So yes, at the end of the day, do I feel like a failure? No. Right now, my like routine is gym, make a video, watch anime. I'm living the dream right now. So far, I'm living the dream. Now, some people will say that I'm living my life wrong. And to those who say that, okay, cool. Quit trying to convince me. I'm fine. Like, I don't know why people have such a need to try to fix people who they just assume that, like, your life is terrible. There are some people who think, being in a relationship and having kids is a wrong way to live. Or, some people think that if you don't travel enough, you're not living your life enough. But it's really, everyone is just trying to figure out their own definition of success and trying to find their happiness and just trying to figure out how to live their life. In life in general, it's just, figure out a way to make money, find a place to stay, and then do something on the side. That's usually like the main three that we could maybe all agree on. Now, trying to find the best way to do that, that's anyone is open to ideas of how to do it, but it doesn't mean we have to follow those ideas. So that's all I'm saying. You don't have to, like, even this video right now, you don't assume that I'm trying to tell you, hey, go live with your parents because it's the best. There are some people who can't do that because they don't have a great relationship or maybe other complications behind it, but I'm not going to say for everyone it's the best idea, but I'm just saying for me, I don't feel as ashamed, or I don't feel as a failure as like a son because I stayed with my parents. I just happened to stay with my parents. It's not going to last long. Eventually I'll probably move out. I can't worry about it now because that's also something that I learned being here, is just I don't worry. Like, I learned how to stop worrying about the future. I focused on a lot of the present, and also making these YouTube videos and also this challenge does help a lot with my mental, and it's really nice. And I am very grateful for my parents. I don't think I'm living life wrong. I don't feel like I'm a failure. I feel pretty good, and I've learned a lot more about myself, and it took a lot of time, and maybe the universe was finally trying to like tell me like, hey, how about you just chill for a bit at your parents' house? Yes, I know you might not like it, but I think this time is good. And honestly, this might have been the best time to be with my parents now, because of how I think now and how I used to think before, and not being so influenced by society really does help. So, but that's all I have to say. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Doesn't matter if it's 1 view, doesn't matter if it's 10 views. I appreciate anyone who is listening and or watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new topic.